All right, Mr. Terry. Hey, I got a little confused today on this hump day. We got a big day of racing coming up at Keeneland. We got a $250,000 pick 5 starting in the first race. I don't know what I was thinking. Let's just get to work, Terry. What's the first race about?
Okay, it's 6.5 furlongs, and it's an allowance race, $10,000 allowance, $50,000 purse for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upwards, which have started for a claiming price of $10,000 or less in 2023, 2024.
Yes, and those horses at 6.5 furlongs that kind of win that race. They have some early speed. 3 out of 5 so far have gone wire to wire. None of them ran from the rail. 2 and 3 got a bonus. 4 through 7 at a discount. 8 and out are fair. Terry, I know they're about to get going, so let's just start with our picks. We'll come back to the data a little bit later on. So I am completely messed up here, but go ahead with race number 1 in your picks.
I like 4 Mizuko. She has finished in the money in her last 8 starts and won 4 of those. She has the highest speed here at today's distance. Forever Home 3 is my second choice. Won 2 races in a row, going for a hat trick. She has the highest last race speed rating. The 7 is my third choice. She finished in the money in her last 8 races out of 10 starts, and she won 4 of those. Has a high percentage winning trainer. Never Sway. The 1 is my long shot. She has won 3 races in her last 4, and she has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. I'm playing a 50-cent pick 5. 1, 3, 4, 7 with the 8, 11, 12 with the 1, 2 with the 1, 2 with the 6, 7, 12, 14. That's a $96 play.
All right. So for me in race number 1, I'm going to start off with the 7-horse Samaritan. Why not take a long shot that's unbeaten in a pair at Keeneland? Number 4, Mizuko, highly consistent performer, has the most upside in the race. Number 3, Forever Home, properly positioned with the potential pace setter. And then finally, Never Sways, a neck away from winning the last 4, and so far, 2 races at the distance. Managed to take home both of them. So I mentioned we have some data here, Terry. We can rewind a little bit back to that now that we have a couple of seconds before the race. And then if we look at our early speed, Terry, in race number 1, let's see, what do we have cooking here? I just completely got these sheets all screwed up to start the day. I apologize, folks, for that, because for some reason I thought we could start at 12. All right. So race number 1, Terry, who has the early speed?
Well, the 3 shows the most speed, as you can see, although all of them show some kind of speed. The 1 has an overlay from 4.5 to 1 to 6 to 1. The 5 has an overlay from 3 to 1 to 4 to 1. All but the 7 show par plus numbers, and all of them show comfort zones.
Mm-hmm. And then we also do some pace work here. We see the 3 does want to be forward. The 1, 4, 5, 7, and 8, they have some versatility. The 2 and 6, they want to close. Our early pace numbers tell us it should be pretty contentious early on. Our late pace numbers tell us that the Mizuko, that one should be coming the hardest at the latest. And usually your top 4, the 1, 3, 5, and 4, they tend to do the best. Do you hear this nonsense? I'll be right back. All right, Terry, can you call the race?
Yeah. Okay, well, they're going into the gate, and the 4, they're having a little bit of trouble getting that 4 in there. 5 is the favorite, 4 second choice at 7 to 2. 5 is 5 to 1. Putting a 2 in now, that's the longest shot on the board, the 18 to 1. And then, okay, let's see here. Here comes the 3 at 5 to 1. And it looks like the 3 is got a camera. So we'll see what happens there. Okay, here comes the 6. That's 16 to 1, second longest shot. They're all in the gate, showing the front of the gate right now. And I think the last horse just went in. Okay. All in the gate. I'm a little behind because I'm watching it on FanDuel, and they broke.
Yeah, I'm back right now, Terry. Okay. It looks like the 1 horse at the moment, Never Sway, is up near the front. You have the 3 horse in that mix too, right with it. Forever Home. That one has put its nose out in front of that. Looks like the 4. On the outside, going to try to go 3 wide to try to take the lead here as they come down around the corner for Home. The 1 horse, the 3 horse, the 4 horse, 3 wide across the track. They look like they're coming the best at the moment. It does look like at the onset of the race, it's going to be between the 1 and the 4, although the 4 horse has the edge, continues to hold the edge. The 1 4 horse is going to be your winner. That one is at 5-2. The 1 horse would have been a great way to start to pick 4 or pick 5 with 6-1, but the 4 horse starts us both off. I think we both had the 4. Yes, it was your top pick. I went with a little bit of longer shot on there, but still, nonetheless, advancing, surviving and advancing. That'll be the name of the game for the pick 5, right? But we both used up 4 of our picks there. So,
Sounds good.
all right, Terry, let's go about getting ourselves back in order for race number 2 at Keeneland today.
All right. So in race 2, we're going to go 6 furlongs. It's a maiden claiming race, $20,000 claiming price. Purse $48,000. It's for maidens, 3-year-olds and upward.
So for 6 furlongs, early speed does great. 35% of the horses do so well, they win on the front. So win the race to the quarter-mile marker, win the race to the winner's circle. The rail, this time Malibu, because the 2 horse is out, gets a little bit of a bonus. 2 through 7, a little bit of discount. The best place to be is post positions 8 and out. Taking a look, Terry, at race number 2. Again, we do 1,000 simulations. We want to know who's got the best chance to get the lead. Comfort zone measures how likely this race is going to mirror their best performances. A better score than 50%. That's typically what we look for. Q30 horses, they have over 30% of the Quirin points. According to James Quirin in his book, The Complete Handicapper, any score above 30 is worth a bet. Par plus, that's what percent of our 1,000 simulations the horse ran a speed figure at or equal to par for this level. According to Brisnet, that's 82. And then finally, we want horses that have a little bit of value, Terry. Our simulation odds to be below the post-time odds. Tell us about the story the data is telling you here.
Well, as you can see, a lot of them or most of them have some kind of speed, but the 9 and 2 have the most speed, and they could go head to head to that quarter pole. And that 2 has an overlay from just over 5-2 to 8-1. The 7 has an overlay from about 4-5 to 9-2. The 7 and 2 have only par plus numbers, and all but the 3 and 8 have C zones, but the 2 has a pretty nice Q30 number.
Yeah, look out for that too. Malibu is not in either of our picks here, Terry. So potential upset coming in the second race. Again, we like to take a look at the race shape. Here you got a bunch of them. The 3, the 5, the 9, and the 10, which have not been within 5 lengths of the leader at the finish line. So they'll have to show some improvement. The 8, a Fleet Vintage. That one's going to give it a go for the first time today. Of those with experience, the 2 and 11 performed out near the front. The 7 wanted to be a pressure horse. The 12, a closer. Early on, it does look like Malibu and Fly By Night. Those 2 have a lot of early speed. Big dip after that. So look out if that 2 can shake free early on. Our late speed numbers tell us that River Ridge has about a length advantage, a little bit more than a length advantage over Spinning Heart. Every 5 points equates to about 1 length. Our top total pace, not including the 8 horse, the first time starter, River Ridge, that one's about 8 points clear of Malibu. So usually 5 points is enough to consider for the win, heavily consider for the win. Terry, what did you consider for the top spot?
Well, I like the 12 Masked Man. He ran second versus Tougher in his only start, drops class today, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 40% of the races when taking a horse down 2+ classes, and he has a good workout on October 1st of 3 furlongs. 11 is my second choice, Spinning Heart. Ran second in his last race at today's distance, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. The 8, a Fleet Vintage, is my third choice, first-time starter who has a high percentage winning trainer, who wins 22% of the dirt starts he has a horse running in, and he has a good 4 furlong workout September 21st. 7, the River Ridge, is my long shot, drops in class today, has the highest last race speed rating, and his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. I'm going to do a Miami Vice pick 4, Don Johnson. And it's an 8, 7, 11, 12 with the 1, 2, 3, with the 1, 2, with the 6, 7, 12, 14. $48.
6, 7, yeah, you have a 4 in there. All right. So,
oops. Well, I think that's because the 4 got scratched.
So
I'll
6, I got it. 6, 12.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to start off with the 7-horse River Ridge, back-to-back sevens. First one let me down, finished fourth. Maybe this one can find it first. But it's the only horse so far that's run that has a par race on its resume. So it shows that it can actually win at this level. Number 8, a Fleet Vintage. It's a first-time starter, and quite frankly, doesn't have a whole lot to beat in this race. Got some nice workouts, and the trainer hits at a nice rate on debut. Number 12, Masked Man. Second race improvement would be enough to catapult this one towards the winner's circle. And the 10 horse is another one where second race improvement could be a ticket to the winner's circle. Has a nice workout between races, too. My pick 4, 7, 8, 12, 10. It should probably be 7, 8, 10, 12. I usually put them in order. With the 1, 2, 3, 5, with the 1, 7. I'm going to close it out with the 2, 13, and 14 on the back end. Before we move on to race number 3, Terry, always some free picks today at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. Free track tonight is Mountaineer Park. 8 races. Should be a nice night for racing. Day before Thursday night football. So you're sitting around watching a little bit of the baseball playoffs, maybe catching some early season hockey, NBA action as they prepare for their season. You can also maybe make a few dollars. Mountaineer Park. The opening race, we like the 1 horse. Golden Account. It's a good counting for itself. When the day is done, too, when our show is over, head on over to horseracingtoday.net. There's a link both for the picks and horseracingtoday.net in the description. You'll find here all of our comments, our picks, a recap of the show. And while you're there, kindly click on this button, the HRT gear. Get yourself a hat, a T-shirt, a sweatshirt, a coffee mug. The weather's about to break in most of the country towards the fall, so something to keep you a little bit warmer as the temperatures fall. Race number 3, Terry, is what we're going to fall to next. What are the details here?
It's a 6 furlong race, claiming $40,000 claiming price. It's a purse $60,000 for 3-year-olds and upwards, which have never won 3 races, or 3-year-olds.
Yeah, no, yesterday we said Monday we were going to do Horseshoe Indianapolis. We switched it up because we realized they had that $250,000 pick 5, excuse me. So we wanted to take a crack at it, and we wanted to do so in 2 minutes because for some reason I thought we should start at 12. Even though the racing starts at 12. Our good friend Jay Marco said the gray matter between the ears is the first thing to go, and mine is certainly on a walk, and it's not a very long one. In a 6 furlong race at Keeneland, you need to have some early speed again, as I mentioned, a little more than 1 out of 3 win on the lead. A rail bonus for Invulnerable. 2 through 7 get a discount. 8 and out's the best place to be. Terry, do we have any speed on the outside?
Well, no, not really. It's as you can see, they all have speed. It's really anyone's guess because there's about 4 of them have plenty of speed, and then 3 others that have a little bit of speed. The 2 has an overlay from 2 to 1 to 6 to 1. 5 has an overlay from 3 to 1 to 9 to 2. All but the 6 and 7 have par plus numbers, and all of them have C zones. And the 3 and the 5 have really nice Q30s.
Yeah, so 3 and 5, they can get out to the lead or be close to the lead. They got a good chance, according to that Q30 score, to stay up in there, although the 2 horse looks like it's the one that's going to get the race that most likely mirrors its best performances. Race Shape points out that most of these horses want to be middle forward. The 2 and 6 Sesame Street types, unlike the others, the 2 lone PC horse. At the start of the race, it does look like the 3, the 5, and the 4 will be the fastest out of the gates. Maybe the 1 horse, a little bit of false speed, although the 1 horse does have some late legs amongst the best, along with Dutch Mills, Crew Dragon. Of those, it looks like it's going to be a pretty competitive race between the inside 2 horses. Sound Doctrine, Invulnerable, Dutch Mills, Normandy Hero. They're your top 4 ordinarily. Yeah, that's where you're going to find a winner, Terry. Who are we going to find in the winner's circle according to your picks?
Yeah, I like in this race Dutch Mills is 2. Won 4 races out of the last 8 starts, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And the 1 Invulnerable is my second choice, drops in class. The rail post is winning an 18% clip. He should improve while returning to dirt, and his best dirt speed is fast among today's starter. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then 3 Sound Doctrine is my third choice one. His last race, his early speed running style helps his chances. And the cutback in distance will also be a helpful thing. The 5 is my long shot. He has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 21% of the sprints he has a horse running in, and he has a high percentage winning jockey.
So, Private Ross, I know you had some Horseshoe Indianapolis thoughts. Put them in the comments section. We're open to anything. So, if you have thoughts for Horseshoe Indianapolis, you have thoughts for Keeneland, you have thoughts for our free track tonight, Mountaineer, or anything in between, let us know in the comment section. You have questions, you have suggestions, anything. We're always here. It's a community. We want to make sure we all have some shared experience. In race 3, the 6-horse Crew Dragon is our good friend Christopher D'Souza's play. Looking for a boom or a boom, as he had the other days. He picked a $100 winner. So 6-3-4. Know that we'll have a $100 winner in this race. A little bit too short. Okay, let me look at the scratches. All right, so Private Ross will share his ideas and his crypto codes for Horseshoe Indianapolis. In the 3rd race, I'm going to start with Normandy Hero, the 5-horse. This one's going to make its second start after a layoff. And its resume says the second up is going to be better. But there's also a possibility it's going to be a lot better. We get the lot better, and maybe that 5 can take this at a decent price. Invulnerable, the 1-horse, the second choice for me. Another making the second start after layoff. It does have a bullet workout between races, so it should come back sharp. Number 3, Sound Doctrine, the classic 3rd start after a layoff. And if you look through in the past performances, the 3rd race in the 3-race cycle has been a peak race. So the best in the entire cycle. So we can expect a peak race out of Sound Doctrine today. And then the 2-horse, Dutch Mills, likely going to make a big move in the middle of the race. Try to close it out with some momentum as the lone PC starter. Race 4, only 8 races today, Terry, at Keeneland.
Yep.
And tomorrow we'll be back for Belmont at the Big A to make sure you don't miss the Belmont at the Big A show, or Foreign Friday, whatever Tom and I decide to do for that. Help us out to make sure that we're always filled in.
Well, they need to subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us a go ahead and hit that bell so that they get notified about all the different programs. Go down and copy the link at the bottom so that they can share it with friends, neighbors, and relatives so they can come and check us out. And then go to our social sites such as TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, and X at Horse Race, the number 2 day, and give us thumbs up and likes. That really helps out on the algorithms. And then over here on the during the show, give us your comments and also your picks for the day. We really enjoy getting those, and they also help us out.
And another thing too, when we're done, we'll timestamp all the races in the description on YouTube. So head on over there, click on the timestamp if you want to rewatch, say, an upcoming race, race 6, 7, or 8. So we make our way through the card. In the 4th race, Terry, they have conditions to get into it. What are they?
6.5 furlongs, the claiming race, $16,000 claiming price, purse $51,000 for 3-year-olds and upward.
And at 6.5 furlongs, we saw in the opener, early speed does pretty well. The 4, that one rode shotgun pretty much around the track. 3 out of 5 went wire to wire. So far, nobody's won from the rail. Maybe that's why the 1-horse couldn't close that opener out. 2 and 3 get a bonus. 4 through 7 a discount. 8 and out are fair. Again, speed is the way to win race number 4 today. Terry, who's got it?
Well, again, the speed's kind of spread out across there. The 7, 4, and 6 have the most speed. So it's really probably depends on who gets the best break and gets out their position right to get that quarter pole. And that one has an overlay from like 2 to 5 to like 2 to 1. And then one has the most par plus numbers, although all but the 3, 10, 12, and 13 have par plus numbers. And then all but the 5 have C-zone.
Yeah, nobody over 50%. So a race that could be contentious, and really nobody with a high Q30 score. So well distribution of all the data. Perhaps the secret will be in here. Very balanced race, so really nobody with a running style edge. Maybe somebody will have a big pace edge. Let's see. Early on, appeal denied, a little bit quicker than Vulcan, a little bit quicker than Just Say When. Kind of cascades down from top to bottom, so then a field that could string out a little bit. The race coming to an end, stage left does have a little bit more late speed than Santa Cruz again, cascading down, so kind of tough to tell who's going to be where on the track and how they'll be able to use that. Stage left is your top total pace horse when you add it all up together. It's 6 points clear of Sir Ali. Again, 5 points is about one length. So according to pace, which Chris Parmalou says makes the race, we've all heard that cliche. One horse should be your winner. According to our simulation odds, it should be our winner. According to Terry, it should be our winner.
That's right. But I want to go back to the third race and say that I forgot to say that Dutch Mills, the 2, is my pick of the day at Keeneland. So, okay, for the fourth race, I like number 1, Stage Left. He did not finish his last race as he stumbled coming out of the gate, losing the jockey. So I'm going to discount that race. Drops in class today. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters. Has a high percentage winning trainer. And then I like the 2, Tall Apache Chief Bridge. Anyway, he drops in class today, and he has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 23% of the claim races he has a horse competing in, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. The 4, Just Say When, is my third choice. He is 1 for 1 at Keeneland, drops in class today, returns to dirt, which will help for improvement, I think. And he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. 6 is my long shot, Appeal Denied. He drops in class today and has a high percentage trainer.
I'm going to start with the 7, Vulcan. That one is my top pick. One of the things that I kind of look for in the past performances are horses that have run well, but they get like a start, then they head to the sidelines. They get a start, they head to the sidelines. They have a difficult time staying healthy. Well, this one I think could be finally healthy. For the first time in 2024, this horse is making 2 starts in a row without heading to the sidelines and has 3 really robust workouts getting ready after a short rest. Number 1, Stage Left. That one's going to be your big-time favorite in all likelihood. Has that 6-point total pace edge, but it's a really weird thing to me, Terry, because this horse is making a strange and big drop after losing the jockey in the last race. Why go from optional claiming 80,000 to optional claiming 16,000 when you were running in grade 2, grade 3 races back here competitively, and you have a triple-digit speed figure on your resume? I don't know what's going on with that, but that smells of something is up to me. Got that spidey sense tingling.
I was concerned too. So
Appeal Denied. That 6 horse runs well off the bench, has a couple of decent workouts, getting ready for today. And then finally, I'm going to go with the bomb, number 10, Lycan. I'm going to take a long shot in a race where anybody can win, and quite frankly, all of its numbers fit with the ones I have in front of it. Maybe I should put that one at top at 30-1. Fifth race, the back half of the card. This is also the race of death, Terry, because it ends the first pick 4 and starts the second pick 4.
It does.
What's the race? What are they racing for in the race of death?
Well, we're going to go at 1 1/8 on the turf. The purse is $100,000. It's for maidens, and it's for maidens, fillies, mares, 3-year-olds, and upward.
All right, so I think we got up to race number 4. So we have Private Ross 6, the number 8, Horseshoe Indianapolis, race 7, the 7, race 8, number 9, race 9, the 5, and then Horseshoe race 10, number 5 and 7. So if you want to come back and see Private Ross's picks for Horseshoe Indianapolis, again, just go back later on, and when we put the timestamps in YouTube, you can look at race 4 and race 5. That's where you'll find them. I'll make a note of that as well in the description on YouTube. At 1 1/8 on the grass, Terry, there's only been 3 races so far. None of them went wire to wire. Most of them were in the middle of the pack. So far, 2 of the 3 winners left from post positions 2 or 3, and the other one 4 through 7. Really not a lot of data in terms of track bias. We do have plenty of data in terms of our early speed and all of the other things that we do, Terry. So take it away.
Well, almost all of them show some speed, but 14 has the most speed, followed up by the 8, 3, and 12. And then 3 has an overlay from 3-1 to 9-2. The 9 has an overlay from about 7, almost 7-1, 15-1. And 14 has an overlay from about 6-5 or 7-5 to 5-2. And then all but the 7 to 10 have par plus, And several of these have C zones, and some of them don't have any at all. So
Yeah, that 14 with a high chance to run a par plus. Again, if you're new, just means that according to our simulations, that one has a big chance to run a speed figure of 81 or more. A comfort zone, again, measuring how fast they get out of the gates and which horses are likely to get a pace that looks a lot like the ones that they've run their best. Pace setup for the fifth race, 3, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14. They want to close 2, 7, 12. They've pressured 6 and 10. They've not been anywhere near the winner when the race was over. Get forward a lot of times in your maiden. You get a good shot to win. Enchanted should be up close to the front. I Am the Sauce, another one that should be up front. They got a pretty good edge over the rest of the field, which is really tightly packed. So those two could get a tactical advantage early on. We'll see. If not, the 14 still has the most late speed. Will be caught perhaps late by feeling beachy. That's always a good feeling in the wintertime to be by the beach. Enchanted is a 13-point total pace favorite. Terry here, that's a big number. But again, these are youngsters making very limited starts. You think somebody overcomes that big advantage?
yeah, I like the 12 Racetrack. She drops in class today. Her best dirt speed is fast among today's starters. She's actually tied with the 14. And she has a high percentage winning jockey. And then I like the 14 Enchant. She ran second versus similar in her only start. Her best start speed is fastest among today's starters. And she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 7 Lady Miss is my third choice. She drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. 5th of May, the 6 is my long shot, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer as well. I'm going to play the second and last Miami Vice, Don Johnson pick 4. I'm going to use the 6, 7, 12, 14 with the 5, 8, 9 with the 1, 2, 5, 6 with the 1, 14. That's $48 ticket.
Yeah, I mistakenly typed the 5 in there. I have the 6 because 5th of May is the name of the horse in there. So Enchanted or Enchant, probably top total pace, 13 points. Any improvement in the second start, and quite frankly, it'd be very difficult for any of these other horses to beat it. On the number 13, Feeling Beachy. This one's going to be closing really hard. And after its debut, both races thereafter, the horse got better. So it's stepping up that ladder, a trend I like to see in youngsters. El McGee, I guess that's how you pronounce that. The 2 horse just needs the rerunner debut at Gulfstream Park, and it would be very competitive with the rest of these. And then the 5th of May, another one where if it improves in the second start after a layoff, could be enough to finish this one out as the champion. I'm going to go pick 4, 2, 3, and 14 with 3, 8, and 9 with 1, 6 with 1. Actually, I can put another one in there. I meant to put the 5 in this race right here. 3, 5, 8, and 9. All right, there we go. That's coming up. So a little bit of foreshadowing, as they say. Race number 6, Terry, take it away.
All right, in race 6, we're going to go to a mile and a 16th again. It's maidens, $100,000 purse, and it's for maidens 2-year-olds.
Hello, 2 Kings. Thank you. We appreciate that. Horse to watch, a horseshoe that got scratched at 12 and a 6. In Just Heels, mistakenly rated at 31. Should be even money. There you go, folks. Keep an eye out on that one. At a mile and a 16th on the dirt for this $100,000 race for these 2-year-olds. Early speed, 27% wire to wire. There's a rail bonus for a world beater, so maybe can outrun those 30-1 odds. 2 through 7, a small discount. 8 and out, a bonus, but not as strong as world beater. But then again, world beater's 30-1. Terry, does world beater have any shot in race number 6 to get forward?
Well, I think, again, this is anyone's guess, although, as you can see there, that several of them have, speed, but you can see that the 7, 6, 3, and 4 have the most speed. So it's really, like I said, anyone's guess is going to get that quarter pole first. And then the 3 has an overlay from about 6.5 to 1 to 15 to 1. The 5 has an overlay from almost 10 to 1 to 12 to 1. And the 10 has an overlay from about 7 to 2 to 15 to 1. All but the 4 and 6 have par plus numbers, and all but the 2 and 12 have C zones.
Trip handicapping lets us know in the 6th race that, 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, they have not been anywhere near winning a race so far. 2, 6, 11, 12. They want to close. The 8-horse wants to be forward. That one can be forward by itself. Look out. But there will be some contention for that early speed. In fact, the 8 having some of the smallest amount of early speed. A lot of these not close types burn out. So look for a lot of these, especially if they're making their second start, to be able to hold on to their speed a little bit longer. As the race ends, you're going to find that Kinetic Control will be coming the fastest of the bunch. Cooper will be right there as well. Fever Night, not too far off, but a pretty good gap after the 8 and the 9 to the next group of horses. Top total pace is your 8-horse, Kinetic Control, 6 points clear of the next 3. So 3, 5, 8, and 9, 70% of the time the winner comes from that group. I don't know what percentage of the time the winner comes from this group, Terry, but tell us who you think it'll be.
Well, I like Kinetic Control, the 8. He ran second in his last race. Best start speed is fast among today's starters. He's got a trainer-jockey combination who in the last 14 days have been in the money 100% of the time, having 5 starts with 2 wins, 2 seconds, and a third, and a good furlong workout on September 30th. Number 9, Cooper's my second choice, finished third versus similar in his last race, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 5, Fever Nights, my third choice, finished third versus similar in his only start, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. My long shot is the 3, Whiskey Shot. He has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 28% of the races in the second career race a horse has, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. There you go.
Yes, indeed. Kinetic Control is where I'm going to go. That one's been second in both of his races so far. A decent workout. Again, our good friend Christopher Parmalu says horses that finish second in the maiden races in the prior start, they win a lot. It's his favorite handicapping angle. Horse Racer X on Twitter. Keep an eye on Chris. He knows what he's doing. Number 9, Cooper just needs to build on his last race in the second race after a layoff, and Cooper could be a winner today, overtake the Chris Parmalu angle. Whiskey Shot, the 3-horse, my third pick in here, Terry, looking for second race improvement in the trainer. Rudolph Brissett, big time alpha angle for him. 28% winner in the second career start. That's a big number. And then finally, Fever Night, another where being better in the second start could move it into the winner's circle. No bets for me. I'm all out of money because we put it all into our pick 5. Means we got 2 races to go. Terry, race number 7 opens up the daily double. And how are they going to do that?
6 furlongs, optional claiming race, $125,000 claiming price. That's a $120,000 purse for fillies 2-year-olds, which have never won 2 races other than a maiden claiming starter or state bred, or which have never won 3 races or a claiming price of $125,000.
And early speed wins a little bit more than on a 1 out of 3. Win the race to the quarter-mile marker, and you get to collect the checkered flag at the end. There's a rail bonus for Silver Rose, 2 and 7 a discount. 8 and out's the best place to be. So speed is also the best trait to have. Terry, who's got it?
Okay, well, as far as speed goes, 6 shows the most speed, but all of them show some kind of speed, as you can see. So really, it's a who knows race, although I believe the 6 may get out there and get to that quarter pole first. But the 2 has an overlay from 3 to 1 to 6 to 1, and the 3 has an overlay from almost 5 to 2 to 8 to 1. All of them show 100% on Par Plus, and so there you go. And all show C zones, and the 1 and the 4 have pretty nice Q30s.
Yeah, so the 1-horse here, Silver Rose, kind of touching every box over here a little bit. Maybe a little bit of an underlay at 2 to 1. Our trip handicapping, everybody wants to be middle back, so this should be a favorable race for horses that get forward. Misenchanted, the 6-horse, a closer, with about a length and a half more early giddy up and go than the rest of the field. So that left arrow horse should be forward. Won't forget how to close, but perhaps doesn't have the same late ability as Sing a Song, Silver Rose, but really not. Maybe a half a step off these other 3 on top of it. 6, Misenchanted, also your top total pace horse. These 3 here, the 1, 2, and 6, more than a length better than the remaining 3 in here. Terry, 6 order. Well, we have them ranked in the same exact order. Why do you put Misenchanted on top?
Well, because she won her last race at Saratoga, and her best start speed is fastest among today's starters. The 1, Silver Rose, second choice, finished in the money in 5 of her 7 career races, winning 2 of those starts. The rail post winning at 18% clip. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Bedazzled M is the 5. She has won 2 races in a row and is now going for a hat trick, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. She's my third choice. My long shot is 2, Single Little Song. She drops in class today and has a bullet for a furlong workout on October 1st.
Yeah, indeed. Misenchanted, I think just too much early speed for the rest of these to contend with. Silver Rose, making the classic third start after a layoff, does have enough early speed to keep up with these folks early on, and then the late legs to run by him if they tire. Bedazzle the 5-horse, making the second start off the sidelines. According to its CV, the second race should be at least as good as the first one, but there is a chance for a big move forward. And then finally, Sing a Little Song, Terry, as you mentioned, coming out of a grade 2 race and does have that really nice bullet workout prepping for the first race after a little bit of a time on the sidelines. Race number 2, Terry, about to get rolling. It looks like the 12-horse right now is your favorite. Race number 7 for Christopher D'Souza. We have the 2, 5, and 1, with the 2-horse being the one he prefers to find the winner circle. Private Ross says the second race at Keeneland is pretty wide open. Let's see if that's indeed the case. Well, the 7 has made its way into the favorite status from 9-2, River Ridge. A little bit of late money coming in on that one. The 12-horse is 2-1, so basically some sort of co-favorites. Looks like the overlay for us would be the 7-horse is still a little bit of an overlay according to our simulations. Perhaps the 2-horse. That one's pretty fair too. Well, let's see how they go. That's the one we don't have, Terry, both of us.
I know.
It could be very dangerous to our pick 4s and pick 5s, particularly since that one is on the lead already. The 7's too, it's outside with the 10. That long shot in the mix there, Mr. Terry, at 15-1. But could have a difficult trip trying to run around the track 3 wide. 2-horse continues to set the tone. They ran through opening quarter in a kind of pedestrian 23 seconds, so they're really not going all that fast. The 7-horse, along with the 10-horse, they're trying to get involved in the race here. We'll see how they play out. Down around the bend they come. The 2-horse continues to hold the lead, although the 7-horse has stuck a nose in front of him. The 10-horse is trying to make a move, but as is the 11-horse. On the outside, down the runway they come. The 7-horse looks like, Terry, it's going to be a runaway winner with the 2-horse finishing in second. And then it looks like it might go 11 and then the 10 and then 5. There you go. 7 and then the 11, then the 10, I think. So as our good friend Ross has to say, that indeed there is a lot of wide openness there. I do think that we both continued on. You didn't have the 7 in your pick 5. No. All right. Well, hopefully we can close it out. We both did have a 7 in our pick 4s, however.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can indeed close that out. Last race of the day today, folks, is race number 8 at Keeneland. Again, tomorrow we will return for Belmont at the Big A. I don't think they have any big rollovers tomorrow, but hopefully we'll have some big winning bets. My friend, before we do that, what are they racing for in the final today?
It's a 1 1/16, and it's on the turf again. Allowance race, $110,000 purse. It's for 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race other than a maiden claiming or starter, or which have never won 2 races.
Well, they got 7 of them so far. One of the horses went wire to wire. Otherwise, the rest of them prefer to have more like a co-pilot position. There's a big rail bonus for green light, so maybe indeed you get a green light on that one as your favorite. 2 and out so far in those 7 races get discounted, really. So the only post position that's mattered is the 1. If the 1 can get a good stalking position in the final race there, he got a good shot. Doesn't look like he's one of the quickest ones, though, when they get going.
Yeah, again, there's all these horses that have speed, but this 4 shows the most speed. So we'll just have to wait and see. And then the 1 shows overlay from about 7-5 to 5-2. The 3 has an overlay from 9-1 to 30-1. The 14 has an overlay from 3-1 to 4-1. 1, 14, 9, 3, and 5 have par plus numbers, and all but the 11 show C zones.
Do you have a 4th pick here, Terry?
What's that?
You got 1, 14, 6. I know you have a 4th pick, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
What number is it?
Let me see here. Probably needed to black it out. It's probably
a 2, you think? Yeah,
5.
It's a 5. Yeah, because I thought I just had to put the black in there as the font too, but then I saw on the in our picks, it wasn't there, and the 2 would show up in there.
Weird.
All right. So anyhow, our trip handicapping for the final race, very and perfectly balanced, just about. 5 up front, 2 in the middle, 4 in the back. Positioning will be key. So the race gets moving. Again, we said the horses that are in that stalking position usually got a good shot. So all these horses should be in within range of each other, just from the early pace setup. That group should have your winner in it. Let's see if the late speed includes any of those. El Rey. Ooh, look at that one. 90 points at the end. Khatib, 86. So a little bit more late speed for El Rey than the rest of these. And 1 should be positioned in front of them. That 10 horse, a long shot, grades out as a top total pace horse. Here are your top 4. 10, 1, 3, and 5. Terry, how many of those are in your selections?
Not many. I have the 1 Green Light, which is first choice, ran second versus similar in his last race. His best dirt speed is fast amongst his starties. He has a high percentage winning training jockey. Then I like the 14 Over and Ollie, and won 2 races in a row, going for a hat trick. Has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. I like the 6 Clever Mischief. Ran second versus Tuffler in his last race. Drops in class today. Has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 5 is my long shot. He ran second as a favorite in the last race, but has a trainer wins 20% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again. And a good 4 furlong race workout at October 2nd.
So I'm going to go with the 1 horse too as my top pick. It was a close call between it and the 14, but really either of its first 2 races probably be good enough to beat most of these. And just considering how well the rail has done in 7 races, you just can't overlook that. 14 Over and Ollie won the last 2 races. This one also should improve in the second start after a layoff. And the last race, the first one off the layoff, was the top last race speed figure. So any improvement off of that maybe can overcome the 1's big advantage post position wise. Clever Mischief, the 6 horse, getting better from every race since its debut. So a continuing of that trend following a race where the early race there was plenty of improvement. And then I'm going to close it out with the long shot. We saw the 10 horse has the most late speed in the race. And also we saw it's the top total pace horse. We're going to get 30-1 odds on the top total pace horse. Why not use that as our final pick of the day? Here are our picks for the start of Keeneland on this $250,000 pick 5 day. Terry, of course, race number 3 is your best bet, right? The 2 horse?
Yeah, it is.
And then through the opener, we had the 4 win the first one, the 7 win the second one. We'll see who wins the rest of these races today, hopefully. Some good order where we get pick 4s in our picks. Tomorrow we'll go back to our regular betting of $100. However, we want to spread it out. Terry, any final thoughts from you before we get out of here and start prepping for New York?
Yes, I'm hoping that everybody in that path of that hurricane is going to stay safe and well, and I hope it doesn't do as much destruction as they say it's going to. I'm going to pray for everybody there. And then other than that, just look forward to seeing you tomorrow with the Belmont at Aqueduct races.
Yeah, the interesting thing about, I'm going to say not interesting, but kind of a reflection of the world that we live in today. You try to find some information about like the storm and what it's doing. They have a good sense of where it's going, but some places it's a category 5. It's the worst storm in the history of the world. Other places, it's going to be a category 2 or 3 when it makes landfall. It's not going to be, anything different than we've seen already. I would love for somebody who has the means just to put out like information is accurate. You know what I'm saying, Terry?
Yeah, I do.
I certainly hope that you and I put out. I mean, I know for you and me, we're both putting out information that we know to be accurate, and that I think that should be the goal of everybody who puts information out. All right, enough about that. No matter what you're doing for the rest of this Hollywood Hump Day with Terry Hay at Keeneland today, we certainly hope it's filled with God's grace, God's favor. Yeah, and folks, everybody down there in Florida, we hope when this storm is done and over that it wasn't as bad as everybody hopes or says it might be, but that everything ends up, for the best part, where it can be, in the
winner circle.
Indeed. Good luck, folks, everybody down there batting down your hatches in Florida. Hope to see you tomorrow for Terry and I as we go about our business at Belmont at the Big A. Bye.